Tom on the line. Tom, this is Darren.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Great. Are they putting you up at a good hotel today?
Yeah. They always put us up in good places.
and how much press do you have to do today? Is it a marathon?
Actually, no. It's been pretty well scheduled. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It's not rushed. It's not. It's been pretty just well scheduled.
Which question have you been asked the most today?
Actually, just different stuff. Actually, it hasn't really been from the same questions. It's, because we're talking about the DVD and the release of the DVD, and so the questions have been based around that, but they haven't been the same questions, which is kind of cool.
Oh, okay. With the DVD, I can't believe the sound and picture quality on that.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, how would you describe this DVD to people who haven't seen you live before?
It's actually, I think we basically did it to capture the show that we had, because we had some really cool things, on our stage set, and we hadn't really done anything in a really long time, and the intervention video hasn't really been reissued, you know what I mean? So we thought it'd be kind of cool to put a new product out, and maybe it would cause a repress of Divine and stuff. But it was basically just to document, a show, because we haven't really done it in so long.
And whose idea was it to have the documentary concerning your fans?
Yeah, that was something that we were in. Actually, the guys that we had do it, I said, listen, we had an idea. Why don't you do something like this? And then they gave us a sample of what they had done, and it was really, really cool. So we told them that was a great idea. And they actually went out and at every show and just got kids to respond to questions that they would ask them.
And how would you describe that part of the documentary to the people who are about to buy the DVD?
It's entertaining.
Yeah, although it didn't remind me too much of Heavy Metal Parking Lot.
No, it was just, us as Slayer fans, and getting, obviously they looked for the craziest, and they put them together, they had hours of stuff apparently, and they had to narrow it down to about a half hour.
And I understand there's going to be a box set in the near future for you guys?
Yeah, that's something that we hope to have out hopefully before the year's up for the holidays, and then hopefully also finish up and get something done on tape so we can have something out for the new year. That's the way it's looking.
Do you know who might produce the next album?
Don't know. I'm hoping it's Ruben, but don't know.
Oh, would the box set contain any new material, or you don't know the specifics of it yet?
Well, we have some specifics, but we still got to sit down. I mean, this is something that we've been, kind of haggling with the record company about, and it's finally been decided, you know what I mean, as far as what's going on and what's going to be done. And now we got to sit down and kind of organize everything. So, we plan to include compilations of songs that, like soundtrack songs, possibly that haven't been on any Slayer record. Maybe compile them into a disc, and do stuff like that. Songs that are initially released in Japan, maybe put those together. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So we plan to do stuff like that. It's still we still got to sit down and talk about it.
On God Hates Us All, there was pretty much the standout track I thought was Bloodline, because you were singing on that. And with the new material that's in the works or that's going to be recorded, is it along the lines of that song?
I don't know. Do not know. It's going to be Slayer. That's what it's sounding like. But, on God Hates Us All, I had interpretations of some of the songs that were along the lines of Bloodline that weren't done. So, I don't know. Don't know. It could be another angry and aggressive record, where I'm yelling and screaming, but that's up in the air.
I was wondering how you seem like such a nice and laid-back guy, yet on stage you're one of the most brutal and fierce performers. And how exactly does that happen?
How it happens?
Do you get backstage? Do you have any rituals?
No. You just kind of, I just kind of psych myself up for the marathon. You know what I mean? And just kind of that's basically it. Just psych up and then get ready for that stage time. And then when it comes to the countdown, it's like, you know, it's all or nothing kind of thing.
Does the anger stop when you get off stage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be a pleasant person.
Has it always been this way, or when Slayer started out, were you more angry then?
No, it's always been that way. It's, you know, it's something that's kind of like a switch. You psych yourself up and you just kind of mentally prepare for it, and then you just go to town. And then when you're done, you're done. And that's the way it's always been.
But I do find it interesting that Slayer started out covering Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, though.
Yeah, that's what we did. Some UFO, too.
Really? How exactly did you stop doing that? Was there a certain event that happened?
We just started including more original material.
Oh.
We would play original material in the set of covers, and then we just started including more original material.
Oh.
Yeah, that's basically how we do that.
Are you surprised right now? And do you yourself? Well, first off, do you go to a lot of shows when you're not touring?
Not really.
Oh, well, then it might be interesting for you to know that so many bands in New York, especially, cover Raining Blood when they're performing live.
Yeah, I hear stories about that. Bands that I wouldn't even think of that do Slayer songs in their entirety, which is surprising.
And I was wondering what you thought about that, the fact that especially Raining Blood has become such a staple of live shows.
I think it's great. I think it's great that we had, you know, that record and the band itself has had such an impact. You know what I mean? It's like history, they're history-making moments, and you know, and they will always be defined as that, which to me is really kind of cool.
Are you familiar with a band on Vagrant Records called Reggie and the Full Effect?
No, doesn't sound familiar at all.
Oh, well, it's a side project of another band called the Get Up Kids, who have sold a lot of records, but they have a guy in a bear costume every night on their tour come out and sing Rain and Blood.
In a bear costume?
In a bear costume.
Oh, wow. I guess it's representative of, it's a bear growling, I guess.
That's a good point. I was wondering, though, with your vocals, if we'll hear them on any new records, besides the collaborations you did with Soulfly and Alice in Chains?
You never know. You never know. You never know. There's really nothing that I can tell you at the moment, but, you know, we'll see.
Do you have a lot of bands that offer you and try to get you to sing on their albums?
No, not really. Not really. Actually, Max was initially the first to ask. And you know, the guys from Alice in Chains who asked me to do stuff, but not necessarily just sing, to scream and yell on one of their records. But no, only recently Max was was the first person to do that. And then I had conversations with Dave Grohl about some stuff that
Probot?
Yeah, but that never really that didn't happen.
Oh.
Yeah, it's something that I need to talk to him about.
Do you think we might ever see a side project from you, a solo album or anything of that extent?
Do not know. You never know.
So everything for you seems to be very one day at a time.
Yeah, very one day at a time.
Oh, well, in spite of all that, is there something that you wish more people knew about you or Slayer?
No, I think they know everything. Yeah, I think they know quite a bit. They know everything. There's not really anything I could add. You know, I'm sure they're aware that the band's been around as long as we have, and I think people speak for themselves, and they share that information amongst themselves. I don't think I really need to say much. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, sure. Is there anything, though, of all you've accomplished that means the most to you? Or at least was there an appearance or a specific recording session that you would consider a biggest accomplishment? I
think the fact that I think it's our first record. That was, I thought, was an accomplishment when we did Show No Mercy, you know what I mean? I thought that was an accomplishment. You know, you follow that up with 9 more, you know. On top of that, you know, there's, we have 4 gold records, you know what I mean? And so, you know, in my opinion, we've been very fortunate, and, you know, we've accomplished a lot. Quite a bit more than I ever thought we would.
Does it ever surprise you that Slayer is still together after all these years?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Are you familiar with the fact that there's a band on Long Island called Tom Araya?
There's a band called Tom Araya.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
What do they play?
It's a kind of hardcore punk, somewhere between that and metal.
Hardcore punk and metal, huh?
Somewhere along those lines, yeah. Just a little local band, but the fact that they've named themselves after you, what exactly goes through your head?
I have no idea. That's just pretty strange. Yeah, it's very strange. The only thing that goes through my head is, why?
Well, do you have a suggestion for a better name for them?
Well, I'm sure they can be a little more creative.
Well, then again, you might have to sue them if you ever did come out with a solo album.
Yeah, I think they would. I think it's... No, yeah, actually, we're here at the hotel. I'm sorry. How about one more question, and then we'll wrap it up so you can go into the hotel?
Sure. Okay. So, any last words for the kids, Tom?
Yeah. Buy the DVD when it comes out.
Okay. Thank you very much for the interview.
All right, man.
Good luck.
Bye.
Paltrocast.